yeah, my mom, she was born in Scotland, then she moved here when she was 7. So
does she have a Scottish accent?
No, unfortunately. I know. My grandfather has a Scottish accent, which is really cool.
I do know your grandfather,
Yeah.
Norm.
Welcome to You Belong, the podcast where stories come to life, hosted by Pastor Nate. In each episode, we'll learn that every name has a story, and every story matters to God. So let's journey together and discover the stories that unite us all. This is You Belong.
Well, I'm so glad to have my friend Maddy with me on the podcast today. So why don't you tell me where you came from and where did you go?
Yeah, so I grew up in basically the middle of nowhere. In Nova Scotia. So I grew up in Great Village, Nova Scotia, and I lived there for 9 years. And then I moved to New Brunswick when I was about like 9 or 10 years old. And then I've lived here ever since. And my dad is Jeff McLean, the lead pastor.
Oh, fun. That's exciting.
Yep.
Tell me some dirt on him. No, actually, don't do it. Don't do it. Cut.
And and then my mom is Lindsay, and I have a brother. And my mom, she was born in Scotland, then she moved here when she was 7. So
does she have a Scottish accent?
No, unfortunately. I know. My grandfather has a Scottish accent, which is really cool.
I do know your grandfather,
Yeah.
Norm. He makes pens out of wood.
Yeah.
And he does an awesome job at it. I
He's
still have
really
mine. He made me
cool.
one when I left because he used to go to the same church. He made me a pen. It was awesome.
Yeah, no, I love him. He's great. But yeah, so then I grew up going to Scotland multiple times and seeing my family, and so I have
Where
really
in
strong-
Scotland was she?
Dunfermline, Scotland.
that
So it's
at?
about like 30 minutes outside of Edinburgh.
Edinburgh, okay.
Yeah.
I backpacked Europe. We flew into Edinburgh. That was the first spot we went into. I don't know if we flew into Edinburgh. I don't know. That's where we went to. So
Yeah.
that's cool. How many times do you think you've been there?
I've been there 4 times, and
Okay.
I've been to England 3 times.
Fun.
So,
What do you love most about Scotland?
Oh, I don't know. I love the Highlands. I love the English moors as well. I mean, that's in England, but like I love anything like all of the countryside of Scotland.
They've got a lot of narrow roads there.
Yes, very tiny. Oh my gosh.
And they drive on the other side of the road.
Yeah, and the cars are like literally tiny, like one person cars. It feels like so tiny. But I love it. I love the castles and manor homes like that. I love. That's my heart.
Would you ever? Are there any? I bet you there's Airbnb castles there. There's got to be.
Yeah. Yeah, you can rent a room in some of the castles. You can even rent a room in the Palace of Versailles, which is cool in France.
Come
so
on.
so that's something I would love to do.
That'd be really cool. So
I love
you got
castles.
family over there. So does that mean are you part Scottish and do you have like a green card kind of thing like there? So what does that look like?
Yeah, so I have dual citizenship.
Dual citizen, that's
So
really good.
I'm half Scottish, half Canadian. So I'm in the process of getting my British passport right now.
Fun.
But I am legally a citizen of both countries. But
That is cool. I don't think a lot of people can say that.
No.
That's pretty cool.
It's my only big flex. I feel like
I'm part Scottish.
I'm part Scottish.
Yeah, that's cool. What was it like? So you grew up in Great Village. Like a friend of mine, Jeff Swartz, who's actually moving there to be a pastor there now.
Yeah.
Same church
At
that
my
your
old
old
church I
church
grew
is
up
really
in.
cool. So what was that like living in like a small remember she's
crazy.
is not like remember she's bigger than that city obviously.
Oh, yeah.
So like what it was like grow up in Great Village.
Great Village has a population, I believe, about 500 people.
Oh my gosh. Okay.
Very tiny. So I love telling people about like my childhood and what it was like because my childhood, I swear, is like what your grandma would tell you about the 1910s. Like I swear, I went to a 4-room schoolhouse.
Is that true?
Yeah, went to a 4-room schoolhouse. I did not have a cafeteria or a gym. The gym was
Okay.
detached. You had to walk to your gym.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
Okay.
It was crazy. Literally, we had 4 teachers. We had a secretary and a principal who was up in the attic, actually.
What school is this?
It's called Great Village Elementary School.
That's what it's called.
And it was
Is it
straight
still
up
like that, or is
yeah,
it-
it was built in the 1900s.
Oh my God.
It's slightly modern now. They have like TVs. I'm like,
Oh my, that's a
gosh, we
whole
didn't have
other
that when I
level
was there.
now.
I know, straight up like, but everybody that like was there when I was there has all like they're all gone now, and they
Mm-hmm.
have like new teachers and it's modernized. When I was there, they were still stuck, I swear, in the 1910s. Like,
Okay.
it was so bad, but at recess time, so they had a bell up in the attic, and I would have to go up into the attic and like pull the bell at recess time
so
to like let the kids in.
you're not exaggerating. That's
No,
exactly what
I
it's like.
swear, and like there was like milkmen that would come at lunchtime and drop off like milk.
Okay,
and
you're
stuff,
going too
like-
far. It's not a real place.
No, I swear, and it's so funny because when I tell my friends that, they're like, "I swear, like it's made up. It sounds like a sci-fi movie," and I'm like, "No, it's like crazy." Little House
actual-
on the Prairie Core was my
Okay,
childhood.
that is.
Yeah.
I didn't realize it was like that. Okay.
Yeah, no, I don't think it's like that anymore. But like, it was such like a small like town and stuff, and we were very close with like the indigenous communities there
cool.
as well. So I grew up learning about their culture.
Oh, fun.
So yeah, it was really cool. But it was literally my class. I swear there was like 54 kids in the school, the
In the
entire
whole
school.
school, all
It
grades.
was kindergarten to grade 4.
Okay.
Like literally insane, so small. I think I had like 15 kids in my class. Like
Okay.
it was tiny.
What did you do for fun then in that small area of 500 people? What would that look like for fun? We
I
threw
didn't really
we
do
threw
much.
rocks at cars that drove by. Like, what would you do?
I did piano lessons.
Oh, okay.
So that's how I got started. So I did piano lessons because I think I begged my parents to put me in piano lessons when I was like 6, and I did it for a couple of years, and I just like loved it. But I'm pretty sure that's all I did. Just that and
it?
playing with my friends outside on the one playground, and a lot of
One
using
pla-
my
did you have a swing?
imagination.
Okay.
Yeah, one swing
The
set.
One swing set. Perfect.
Yeah, but I had to really learn how to use my imagination because it was like me and the trees. That's all I had. I had a field and I had trees. And then I would like play obviously indoors, but like there's really not
Do you
much
still
to do.
do you still have connection with those friends, stuff like that?
Not
Just-
really,
yeah.
honestly.
It'd be
I
hard.
wish I did.
Yeah.
For like a couple of years after I had moved away, I kept in touch. And there's like one girl that I like still keep in touch with, but other than that, I don't really.
It'd be
have any
hard
connection.
probably because there
Yeah.
was no middle school
Exactly.
Facebook, Instagram, like that wasn't
Yeah,
around.
I
so
left in
that-
like grade 4, and then,
Oh yeah, you're not.
yeah, we all
no,
went
you
our
don't know
separate
what no one
ways.
then. So that's cool. So you moved from there to
Yeah.
to Miramichi. So what was that move like? Was it hard? Like, great. Like you
Yeah.
were 9 years old, so you're a little bit older and stuff.
Well, it was so funny because coming from that, Forum Schoolhouse, I went to like a real school, and I thought I was in like a Disney Channel movie. I was like, oh my gosh, there's sports, there's drama club. Like I didn't know what drama was. I didn't think that was real. I thought it was fake. And so it was cool, and I got to like make new friends. It was obviously like hard, but like I'm a social person, so
Yeah, you
I
had
made
no
friends
problem.
within like 2 days.
Right. What was your brother's move like? Was it different for him? Was he find it more
think
challenging
so.
because he's a couple years younger than you?
Yeah, I think so. I think also he was so young that like it didn't affect him probably as much because when you're younger you can kind of adapt more.
Go with it.
But I think he's more introverted than I am, so I think he had a harder time really connecting with people. But now he's fine. But
he's fine.
yeah.
Yeah.
But I think like I could go into any room and make a friend.
Make
so
a friend. You can make a friend with a tree because that's what
yeah,
you do.
exactly.
That's so much fun.
Exactly.
So what kind of things did you do? Like you moved here to Miramichi. Was there clubs you got involved with as you went to middle school and stuff like that? And like, what
Yeah.
did that look like?
So I mainly got involved in dance. I had wanted to do dance like all my life, but I couldn't until I was like 9 years old. And so I got to start in dance, which was so fun. So I did that for about 10 years.
Oh wow. Okay.
Yeah, so I continued. I literally started in grade 4, and I did it up until I graduated.
Cool, that's fun.
So fun. And I did multiple styles. So I did ballet and jazz. And
Do you have a favorite
lyrical.
style you did, or just like?
Probably jazz or musical
Jazz,
theater.
okay.
I love that style. Ballet was really hard.
Yeah, I've
liked
seen
it, but it's
some like
hard.
documentaries and like your toes get
Yeah.
all kind of crunched up.
I was
there.
never on
Listen to-
point, which I was so sad about. I only joined ballet because I wanted to be on point. And then I, quickly learned you cannot be on point
I don't know what that means. What do you
until
mean on point? What does that mean?
it's like, like point shoes.
Yeah.
How like, you go up on your
Yeah, yeah,
toes.
yeah.
So you can't do that until you're like properly trained and your
okay.
ankles are strong enough.
Oh.
And so they have to like, literally they'll bring in a person to examine your feet and like see if your ankles are strong enough before,
on earth?
before they put you on point. So I just grew up like, just do like my
Normal feet.
flat shoes. Yeah.
Flat
And so I was
shoes.
like, oh, this is lame. This isn't the type of ballet I want to
Yeah.
do. But yeah, so I liked it, but it was really hard. So
Yeah. So you did some like musical dance, like, music theater dance. Something like
yeah,
that,
so I did that, which musical theater
Music theater, yeah.
dance really helped me in theater because I kind of got involved, like when I first moved, I got involved into drama, but I was always like a weird character in the background, and so I kind of hated it because
You don't seem like a background character.
I did not want to be in the background.
no.
I was like, no, I promise, like I can work
can
hard.
do
I
this.
can do this. But at the time, like I was not a good singer until like I was like 15, 16 years
Okay.
old. So, because I really trained at it, but I always wanted to like be good. And I'm a big believer that anyone can sing and anyone can do basically anything if you have the right determination and training behind you.
Yeah, what do they say? Like a talent is just like I can't remember the name of it. Dedication of time. I can't remember what it's called. Something like that. Along those
Yeah.
lines, like anyone can do it. Just put the time into it and stuff.
No, exactly. And
So
a
did
voice,
you watch?
yeah.
Did you watch like videos? Did you have like a voice coach to kind of lead you to that? Because you got a beautiful
Yeah.
voice. So
So when I was growing up, I listened to a lot of like 90s music. So I listened to the divas, and then I loved Ariana Grande. So I grew up listening to her, and I would just try to copy her and try to copy the runs that she would do, and then slowly try to get better. But it wasn't until I was 14 and I joined a musical that I like really learned how to properly sing.
okay.
So I had a vocal coach during the musical, and she pushed me, and I love her. But I had her, from the time I was 14 till we just did a musical together about a month ago. So
wow.
she's been my vocal teacher
Who's
this
that?
entire time. It's Candace.
Oh, Candace. Oh, yes.
Yes.
Yep.
So she's taught me like literally every single thing I know.
What was the musical that you first started with, the first one you did?
Ooh, the first proper musical.
That you yeah.
Well, we did musicals here with our church,
Mm-hmm.
so that's how I kind of got involved. And so I think I was like 12 when I first did our like first couple of plays here.
Yeah.
And then I think my first musical, I want to say, was A Christmas Carol, and then it was It's a Wonderful Life. But my first musical that I actually had like a big role in was Matilda.
Matilda, was that at the high
Yeah.
school, or was
Yeah.
that with the?
So that was at the high school. It was with Rivermaid. So it wasn't like a high school production, but I was in grade 9.
Okay, yeah.
So, and I got casted as Miss Honey.
I was gonna say you're like a
Yeah.
Miss Honey kind of person, yeah.
So I got cast as Miss Honey, and I was like so excited. I literally was like jumping up and down. I was like, finally,
that's
like
so
this is
cool.
my time to shine. And then, but I didn't tell anybody that I auditioned for this musical. I had
Why is that? You
never.
just
Well,
didn't-
like I was
afraid of-
scared. I was
okay.
terrified to sing in front of people. I had like a huge fear of singing in front of people. I
So
didn't-
weird, like
yeah.
hearing this, because I'm just like, man, she just loves the stage. Is what she's, but
Yeah.
that took time to get to that.
It took a lot of time. Like I think I always loved performing. I love performing, and my parents or anyone that knew me as a child will tell you I love performing, and I had no fear. I would like go up and perform for anyone in the hallway or at church or somewhere and entertain people. That was my job. So it was not a shocker to people that I went into entertainment, but yeah, I hated singing in front of people. I was terrified for some reason. I don't know, but. One of my friends was like, I'm going to audition for Matilda. You should just come with me to this meeting. You don't have to commit. Like, you're not auditioning. Just come to this information meeting. I was like, okay, sure. So I go to the meeting with her, and then by the end of the meeting, I signed up for an audition. And I was like, what have I done?
I'm in.
Yeah.
Yep.
I was like, shoot, now I'm going to actually have to, like, be on stage. Like, what am I going to do? And at that point, like, I hadn't done any lead roles, so I had no idea what that entailed. But... yeah, I went into the audition, and they liked me, and then they casted me, and
That's
then
cool.
I had to now sing. And then my first time performing was in front of 500 people per night.
Per night.
So I went from 0 to 500.
Yeah, there you go.
So that's a way to do it. I feel like
Yeah.
just go in the,
Yeah.
throw
Just
yourself
get
in the
thrown
deep end.
Just thrown in, yeah.
And I mean, it worked out. And then from there on, I just had the itch and just wanted to do them. And then I did a show every year. So
That's so cool. You went all the way through high school. So what did like near and then high school look like for you? Like were you trying to figure out what to do for university, or did you always know what you were going to do? So what did that look like?
I would say like I didn't exactly know how to get there. I think I always knew what I wanted to do. I just didn't know how to get there, and I am still the same way right now.
Yeah.
But I think in high school I always said I was not going to university. Big thing I learned is that I say I'm not going to do something and I end up doing it. So
Yeah. God's like, nah, just joking. We're going.
God loves to do that to me,
Yeah,
and it's
yeah,
like,
yeah.
it's anyways. But so I've learned to just be like, you know what? I'm not going to say anything. I'm not going to open up my mouth because I know he's just going to do the opposite. So anyway, so in high school, I just kind of went about my high school being like, well, I'm not going to university anyways. I just need to get experience. I need to get an agent. And so I just kept working as hard as I could and kind of like almost hyper fixated on musical theater and, being in front of the camera and getting as much experience and knowledge as I could in the entertainment industry. And then, yeah, so I kind of just worked on that. And then I didn't really know what I wanted to do, but I knew I always wanted to be an actor. I think I love performing. I just couldn't decide if I wanted to do theater or movie acting. But something inside of me was like, you need to try movie acting.
Try something,
But
yeah.
like here, there's no
What are you talking
films.
about? No, no.
And I was like, I really want to do it. It's something I always wanted to try. So I knew that was kind of a path I was going to go down, but I wasn't really sure. And then grade 12 came around, and I was doing Frozen, and my drama teacher was, he was like, what are you going to do after high school? And I was like, I don't know, I'm trying to figure it out. And, I had some of my teachers tell me, you need to go to drama school. Like, if you want to be an actor, you have to go to school. So I had tons of people telling me that. And then one of the teachers that knew me the best, he had taught me everything about film. And so I learned a bunch of stuff about cameras from him, and in high school I got to make 2 documentaries, actually.
Yeah, I remember seeing them.
Yeah, so I made 2 documentaries in high school. I did a podcast. I wrote an entire musical. So I did all this stuff in high school, and started my own music, releasing my own music and stuff. And so one of my teachers was like, you need to go to film school. And I was like, I don't really want to like be behind the camera. And he was like, no, like, Maddie, you need to go to film school. Like, I I just know that you're supposed to go to film school. And I was like, well, that's kind of weird that you know I'm supposed to go there. And then one of my other teachers that worked with me closely, my drama teacher, was like, have you ever considered Liberty University? And I was like, I have no idea what that is. I was like, where is that? And he was like, well, my son works there. He's a professor there. And my daughter currently, I think at the time she's like in her last year. So he was like, I think you need to go there. It's a great like Christian environment. It's a Christian school, but there's like, it's huge and there's like tons of things to do and you need to check out their programs. So I was like, okay. And at the time I was still kind of on the side of like, I need to go to drama school. I need to become an actor. And so I looked into the theater program and I was like, you know what, maybe like, and so all my teachers were telling me, you need to go and apply for multiple universities. Like you cannot just apply for one university. You need to do multiple, see how that goes. And so, a bit in my head, I was like, no, I don't even want to go to school. So I'm just gonna do one. And I told myself, if I get into Liberty University, I'm going to go there because that's where God wants me to go for some reason. And so I did my audition. And about Christmas time of my grade 12 year. And it was a really hard audition. I trained with my vocal teacher and stuff, and I had to do a dance audition. I had to do like 2 monologues and like a song from like 1912, and I had to do like another musical theater song. And then they didn't receive my application. And in March, we actually went down to go visit the school. And so that put it into perspective for me of like, okay, maybe this is something I want to do. And I was getting excited about it. And I, got to go and watch their drama productions. And I was like, they're actually really, really good. And so, the school was just like nothing like I was expecting. And I was talking to them. They're like, oh, we did not receive your application. And I was like, oh, what? And they're like, but you can send it with us now. And I was like, okay. So I, sent them my audition. Anyways, I get home, 2 weeks, I think, go by. And I get an email going, hey, so you got accepted to Liberty, but you're not accepted to our program. And I was like, oh.
What?
Yeah, so I got rejected from the drama program, essentially, telling me so I couldn't do musical theater, but I had to do like just like a regular degree in like theater arts or something. And I was like, well, I'm not doing that then. Yeah. And so I told myself like, gotta start from like square one. I was like, well, I did get accepted to the school, but not where I want it to be. So then I kept thinking about it. And my advisor had called, and she was like, hey, just wanted to check like how your paperwork is coming. How's things going? Are you still sure that's your major you want to do? And on the phone, I just randomly was like, actually, I'm going to switch to film. I had no sweet clue what the film program was. I had no idea.
You hadn't looked at it at all.
I didn't look at the film program. I didn't even know what it was. Had no idea what it entailed. Nothing. Didn't know anything about it. I was like, I'm going to switch to film. She's like, oh, okay. Like, which degree do you want to do? I was like, I don't know. Put something down for me. I don't care.
Come on, son. I don't know. Just put me in there.
She was like, just put me in there. And she was like, okay, sure. So she moved me over to film. I was like, great, well, I guess I'm a film student now. Like, I was like, sure. So I was kind of trusting. And then, I did all my paperwork, and I had, like, no clue what I was going into. I knew nobody down there. So I literally, like, I didn't know anybody. I didn't have, like, any friends down there. And my roommate, I met her on Instagram. And so, and I got to meet her, like, when I went down in March, but like we hung out for like an hour, and I still love her. We're still friends, but like, I didn't know her at the time. And so I was like, well, I hope everything's gonna work out. And like, and so I think it was like a couple weeks before I actually like went down there, I just like started like crying in my kitchen. And I was like, I am terrified to go. Is this the right, what am I doing? Like, I'm going to Virginia, and like this random town I don't know. I don't have any friends. Like, do I even want to do film? Like, I don't even trust.
You're making a lot of trusting of God. Yeah. What's going on? Yeah.
And then like I just like kept like praying and thinking about it, and I was just like, for some crazy reason, I'm supposed to go to Virginia, and I had no idea. And so I was like, okay, like I'll trust you. And so then I go down, and then like within 2 weeks, I'm like crazy involved in the film program. I made literally I have 2 like for lifer best friends down there. So cool. I met one of them on the first day of school in my drama class, because we just happened to take the same class together. Cool. And literally, like, this is such a God thing, we sat beside each other, and we like introduced ourselves, and then after class we went and had lunch and hung out together like all afternoon.
That's cool.
And then what's crazy, me and her always reflect on this, but what's crazy is we became friends so fast that like we didn't even realize how fast it was. Like, we became friends in August, like the end of August, And then I was at her house in like November, staying there for a whole week with her family for Thanksgiving. I'm like, we got so close.
Cool.
And I love her. And then we ended up being roommates the next year.
Oh, that's cool.
And then my other friend, I met her on my very first film set I ever did. I met one of my other best friends, and so I got to meet her, and it was funny because Toby Mac had actually come and spoken at the school.
Yeah, I'm just dropping some names. Yeah, Toby Mac's down there singing and speaking.
Yeah, Toby Mac was down there, and so on set we were like all talking about it. I was like, oh yeah, like Toby Mac, like that was so cool. And she turns to me and she's like, wait, you know Toby Mac? And I was like, no, I don't know Toby Mac. She goes, oh, I thought like we might have had a family connection or something. And I was like, wait, you know Toby Mac? And she was like, yeah, like our dads like our friends. Or she's like, my dad's friends with him. And I was like, oh, what? And she's like, yeah, like I thought we had a family connection.
I thought we both knew Toby Mac on a personal level.
And then from there on out, we were best friends.
That's cool.
Yeah.
So you'd have like different singers and speakers show up at the school and stuff.
So Liberty's crazy, like insane. They bring in tons of famous Christian people.
Yeah,
so
cool.
like Tornwells came, For King and Country came, We the Kingdom came, Toby Mac. Forrest Frank came, and there was a bunch of other people. There was like a gold medal Olympian came, and there was tons of like speakers and pastors and tons of people. A lot of people I had no clue who they were, but
I don't know who these people are, but I'm sure my dad does.
There was like an NFL coach, and he was like some really big name. I was like, I don't know who you are. All the dads came from the community in the audience. So like the community can come to this for free if you live around Lynchburg. So like all the dads were like, oh my gosh, it's the NFL guy.
It's the NFL guy.
Yeah, so
Pat
that happened
Mahomes.
quite often. But Convocation was always so crowded because tons of people would be there.
They want to be there part of that.
Yeah, and so that arena held like 10,000 people.
Yeah. And so like you were there for a couple of years, stuff like that.
Yeah.
I saw different movie sets, and you have people who are on Disney Channel. Who's the dolphin dude? What's his name? Dolphin Tail Boy.
Dolphin Tail, the guy from the movie Dolphin Tail.
Yeah.
Kevin Sorbo.
The Hercules. That's cool. So like you've got a lot of cool stories, stuff like that. So where does that look like now? Like what's happening? What's going on?
Yeah, so I went there for 2 years, and I did 40 films. So I did 40 short films, which is crazy.
Like you were filming it, a part of them, acting in it, like you just kind of did
all
around,
of the above.
Yeah, that's cool.
I would say majority I was an actor on.
Okay, cool.
And a lot of them were shorts, but I did 2 feature films.
Okay.
One's apparently coming to theaters. I don't know.
Is that true? Is
yeah.
this real?
One's
What?
apparently, I don't know. I don't know if I'm allowed to say that, but I don't really care for the movie, so we don't know how it's gonna. I won't name drop the movie, but yeah. So, anyways, there's some interesting films that have come out of it, but I did a lot of short films. I did 40, and then I got really into audio in my second year.
Okay.
Because I learned very quickly. I'm just not a camera person. I like photography, but I like videography is like I'm not the best in the room, and I like loved learning from people who were like so like talented at it. But I quickly learned that was not my skill set. And I also quickly learned I liked being in front of the camera a lot more than I liked being behind the camera.
Yeah.
It was just like, it wasn't for me. And there's a lot of people that are in film. There was a handful that were actors as well, and they wanted to learn everything. And I think it's great to be well-rounded if you're going to go into that industry. But there's also a lot of people that, they hated being in front of the camera. Like, please don't put me in front of the camera. I belong behind the camera. I know what I'm doing.
I know my
here.
role.
Yeah. And so... yeah, but I was like, no, I can do both, but like I prefer to do that.
Yeah.
And a lot of things I didn't tell anybody I could do. I was just kind of slowly like feeling out the waters and stuff. So in my second year though, everyone found out that like I was a singer. They found out that I had made music. They found out I was an editor, and they were like, "Why we didn't know this? We thought you were just an actor." And I was like, "Yeah,
I'm so well-rounded. I can do everything."
like I grew up editing. I've been editing on like Premiere since I was like 11, and so I went in there and I was like, I have like basically 10 years of experience. But
they're all learning how to do all the shortcuts with their 2 fingers, and you're like, nah,
I had to teach a lot of people.
Codes.
I was surprised how many people like did not know how to edit that were going into film. So I ended up helping a lot of people who were like way older than me, and I was like, I'll teach you how to edit. But then I ended up realizing I loved editing movie trailers. So I made this one movie trailer for somebody, and everyone ended up watching it within the edit lab, and everyone was like,
fun.
"Oh my gosh, this is an amazing trailer!
Cool.
Can you edit for me?" And I ended up saying yes and doing tons of work.
Bunch of people's homework.
Yeah, pretty much. Because then I was the only freshman and sophomore to actually do junior and senior level work.
Okay.
So I basically fast-tracked film program. So I did everything I needed to do within 2 years. So for me, going back really would be like repeating it just with like a recast. It's what it kind of felt like, like when a TV show gets like a recast, it's not the same. All my friends were graduating and I was like, well, I've done 2 years of like super hard work and late nights with these people. Like I don't like love the other people, but like I don't know them and I'm not about to do the same work when I could just get paid for it. You know what I mean? Like why am I paying so much money to do the same thing?
And like your advisors were kind of talking about that too, weren't they? Like, hey, Maddy, you've already done this, because you're very much like, I'm gonna throw myself into this and learn as much as I can, and just
Pretty
like
much.
I want to drown in the experience. And so going back didn't make a whole lot of sense. And so what does that look like now? Is there any plans doing something else, or you're not going back to Liberty? What's your game plan? Like, you're here at the church, is awesome, helping us out a bit, but that's obviously not your end goal. So what's it look like with the?
So I kind of decided, towards the beginning of the year, I had full on planned, when I first went to Liberty, to be there for 4 years. And then literally within like February, I was like in the kitchen with my roommate and I was like, I don't think I'm going to come back. And she's like, what? And I was like, I don't think I'm going to come back to Liberty.
Was she graduating?
We're the same age, but she's a year ahead of me. So she's graduating this coming year. And I would be graduating within 2 years. So she would be gone, and like all my other friends, she's one of my only friends that like actually was in the junior class. And it just didn't make sense. And she was moving off campus and I didn't have a car down there, and like it just didn't make sense. Like I couldn't afford to really live off campus. I didn't have everything. So I would be living by myself in a dorm, and like it just
someone
like
who's social, be around people, it'd be hard being myself. And
it was hard. And like there is people that are around, but it just really, everything just kind of kept feeling like I was supposed to go. And so I don't know, just by March, it was a hard decision, and there was a lot of discussions about it. And then weirdly, people would bring it up like to my dad, or people would like call me or my dad and be like, I had this like weird dream that you're not going back to school, or I had this like thought, or like I've been praying for you, and then randomly I felt like you're not going to go back. And like, so it was weird. So anyways, God ended up talking to other people about it.
Wait, I'm the last one to find out.
And so my friend was like, you need to really pray about this, because if he can't get through to you, he's going to get through to other people and get through to you. So she's like, you got to pay attention. And I was like, okay. So then I decided, like, I guess I really shouldn't go back. And it's been kind of like a hard decision and figuring out my next steps. But as of right now, I've decided to take a pause on school, and I've learned as much as I need to know, and I've gotten certified and everything I wanted to be certified in. I took like a ton of intensives down there.
Oh, you did? I wasn't sure about that. So so you got some certification done.
Yeah, so I'm certified in DaVinci Resolve. So I'm certified editor and colorist. Don't ask me to color anything. I don't like coloring, but but so I am certified in that, and I've taken a course on like very expensive cameras, like $900,000 cameras.
Pardon me.
Yeah, literally like
so much money.
basically $1 million cameras I've worked on. So I know what I'm doing a little bit. But I was so ready to just like start working, and I just kind of want to get into that industry and just start working. But right now I'm just kind of feeling it out, seeing what my next steps are. But I'm definitely ready to just work. Just
figure it out. And I think along your whole journey from moving here in middle school, high school, going to university, there's a lot of trusting God with your steps, right? And like you obviously found a moment, in February, like you start feeling those steps. Okay, this is where I'm supposed to go next, and I'm excited for you. It's interesting. I love those moments where like I don't know exactly what I'm doing, but I know I'm supposed to take at least a step in this direction. And God's gonna do something really cool in you and through you. He already has done some really cool stuff in you and through you. So I'm excited to hear like that. What's the next chapter in Maddy McLean's life? And so, Maddy, listen, I just want to appreciate you just coming on a podcast and just telling me your story, more about you and your upbringing. I've known you for 6 years now, 7 years now. So I've seen you through middle school and high school and now in university, which is really cool. And so you do some really cool things. So thank you for reminding me and for everyone else watching that every name has a story and every story matters to God.